Here we go, one more time. Goodwill auction. You see it. $15, won it. $32 shipping. Can you believe it? Twice as much for shipping as it cost me to win the auction. So you can bet what's in here. The only thing I remember seeing in here was a Don Mattingly. He's my favorite player of all time. So I went ahead and went for it. I'm gonna take this big box out of here and hopefully, I don't know what's in here. Albums and a bag. So, a bag of stuff. Looks like some albums. Here we go. Let's go for it. Come on. At least I got some bubble wrap. I mean, you can't complain about the packaging. Can't complain about the packaging. Here we go, here we go. More tape, more tape. Here we go. It's gonna take longer to get in here than anything. Probably open it up and we'll just see a bunch of junk wax. I don't even remember if it was baseball or basketball or what. Looks like baseball. It's looking like we see some Donruss in there. All right. I mean, you can't really expect much for $15, right? Some good binders. Just some good binders for the action. Not sure what's in there. Can't quite tell. Can't quite tell. We're gonna open this other one here before we even open these. Might as well, right? Get them all opened up. Here it is. Here's the beginning. You know, I don't know if you guys know, you don't want to really cut a knife towards you. What is happening? There we go. What do we got in here? Nobody can really tell. Baseball world. Oh boy. Okay. We'll leave this bag. And we'll go over here. Not sure how this is going to work. And maybe start off with this guy. And looks like some cubbies. Some Fleer. Is that a I'm pulling these out. Might as well pull them out because I'm going to pull them out. Mark Grace. We like a Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux in there. Let's come over here. Look, see these guys. Might as well just stand it up like that, huh? And we'll just do a little card turning, a little camera turning. There we go. Look at this. We got a Eddie Murray All-Star. Ames. There's a Jose, a Ricky, Mark McGuire All-Star. These are all junk wax, of course, but, you know. There's a Bo Jackson. We got a Nolan Ryan. We got the guys we like. 5,000 strikeouts, looks like probably. Nolan Ryan there on the back. Pull that guy out of there. We got a couple Bo Jacksons. Pull those out of there. The Bo Jackson highlights. There's that classic. Oh, look at that. We got a Bo Jackson. Let's see what we had over here. Some All-Stars. Joe Carter, George Brett, Will Clark. We got a Tony Gwynn, Bobby Bonilla, little Mark McGwire home run milestone, even though he's still in the Major League doghouse. All right, we like it. Flip that page. We got a Cal Ripken All-Star. We got an old Ken Griffey Sr., Wade Boggs All-Star. What's this? Steve Avery. Was this it? Let's pull this Steve Avery out of here. Alright. So this is alright. I don't mind this. I don't mind it. I don't see any big names. Don Carmen, Scott Fletcher, Scott Radinsky, Kevin Belcher, rated rookie, Jose Uribe. Let's see over here. Let's see. We got Jerry Brown. We got Dale Murphy down there. Sid Fernandez. Dennis Eckersley. Alright. More of these commons. Rafael Palmeiro. Over there in the corner. Dave Martinez. This looked like just a bunch of commons. There's Kenny Rogers of the non-gambler fame. Some Bob Boone. Cecil Fielder, 50 Homer Club. What else we got going on here? Not much, not much. Flip this page. Mark Willie Wilson, Gary Pettis, Tony Gwynn down there. We saw that card already. Mark Lewis, Kent Herbeck, nothing big, nothing big. I'm gonna flip that page. Don't see anything big. Dick Schofield, Dave Stewart. Come over here. Take a look over here. Bip Roberts down there. Jose Offerman, rookie down there. That's not too bad. I mean, I don't mind that. Jose Offerman. I mean, obviously, junk wax. We all know it's junk wax. Some sticky icky. Nothing really happening. Marquise Grissom, Wally Backman, Mitch Webster, John Kruk over there. That might be. Let's see what year that's pushing John Kruk. Yeah. We got some more guys over here we've seen. Todd Stottlemyre, some Dave Stewart again. Ivan Calderon down there. Let's see what we got over here. Another page. Edgar Martinez. Come over here a little closer. Not much, not much. You guys can see the names probably. I'm not really seeing anything crazy. Gary Carter. Flip another one. Looks like a couple doubles in here. John Kruk again. Willie Randolph. Ken Turbeck. Robin Yount. Old. He's old. Nobody really in here. Todd Stottlemyre again. Kent Merker. What do we got here? Some Randy Johnson highlights card. Not much else. Cal Daniels. Over here we got some Dave Hansen rookie, some Julio Franco, some Alan Trammell. What do we got here? A little, I like to call these vintage. Alan Trammell. Looks like an 81. 81 tops Alan Trammell. That's pretty nice. I like it. Alright, flip that page. Let's see what we got. Some Juan Sam, more of these Ames cards. There's a Barry Bonds Grand Slammer. Barry Bonds Grand Slammer. They say his cards are on the uptick, but I imagine they gotta be the PS10s, or what people are talking about. Record breaker, who's that down there? Who knows? John Franco, R.J. Reynolds, bunch of base cards. Keeping it moving. Eric Davis, All-Star, Dave Winfield, Ruben Sierra, Mel Stoudemire, another Dave Stewart over here, Steve Avery, young one. He had a tough first year there. Keeping it going. Kenny Rogers again. Coming over here. We're not seeing much with Brett Seberhagen. Let's see what that's looking like. Yeah. 5 years, 6 years deep. And what do we got here? We're coming to the end. Tom Glavine. Let's pull this Tom Glavine out of here. Oh, we're getting crazy. Tom Glavine. Good looking. It's looking in good shape, but it's not his youngest. Dave Hansen, Pedro Guerrero. Looks like getting on the last page over here. Bert Blyleven, Rafael Palmeiro. Here's a Nolan Ryan up here. We always liked Nolan Ryans. Score 91. Not bad, Nolan Ryan. And then what do we, there's a Jose Canseco over here. That's not bad. You like Jose? And that looks like the end of that folder. Let's get on the next. Okay, we got some classic best. Dimitri Young, I think he's a baller. Maybe I'm crazy, but if I remember right. Dimitri Young. I think this Marty Cordova ended up doing all right. I've heard of his name. Marty Cordova. I don't think these classic cards are too valuable, but you know. Jack Johnson. We got here Steve Dunn, Frank Jacobs. I'm not recognizing any of those names myself. Mark Johnson, Edgardo Alfonso, Brian Coling, Chris Snoper, Hector Carrasco. You know, a lot of these guys just never got out of the minors, or Bobby Bonds. That's an interesting. Bobby Bonds. And there's like a 3% of me that knows that name. Come Come back over here. We got Rick White, Mark Wohlers, Mike DeJean, Ruben Santana, Bob Abreu. Is that Bobby Abreu? Bob Abreu. It's got to be, right? Bob Abreu. Let's see what else we got. Juan Williams, Chris Wenke, Kevin Roberson, Aubrey Wagner, Dave Silvestri, Omar Garcia. Over here we got some Todd Ritchie, Gabe White. I'm not recognizing, well, I think this guy, I saw his name a couple of days ago. Aaron Seeley. I don't really know for sure. Keeping on, Daryl Whitmore, Sean Bergman, Roberto Mejia. Don't know how to say that. Tim Worrell, Mike Williams over here, Rob Henderson, Bob Hamlin. Not seeing much. Not seeing much. Dan, Tom, Tony Womack, Chris Gomez. Manager of the Year, Gabby Martinez. We got over here John Roper, Casey Gillum, Terrell Hansen, Chris Seelbach, Chris Saunders, John Burke, Johnny Ruffin, Joe Millars, Joe Caruso, Kenny Felder. All right. Let me know if you see a name or hear a name that you guys know. I'm not seeing anything. Alan Burke, Donald Harris, Chris Hatcher, Brent Bowers, Kevin Jordan, Roger Bailey, Tony Womack, Pete Rose Jr., Pete Rose Jr. I think I saw his numbers a while ago. Pete Rose Jr. Another Kenny Felder. Andy Hartung, Eddie Person, Jason Bates. Not much, guys. Steve Kersey. Heard of him. He was in there. Yep. Come on, buddy. Luis Lopez, Alan Watson, Craig Wilson, John Roper, Paul Russo, and that is that one. Now, hoping we got something. Hoping this is the good folder. I'm hoping this is the good folder. I don't know how this is going to work. Here we go. This is more classic. Okay. A little disappointing. Danny Bautista. Buck McNabb. Miguel Jimenez. Steve Dixon. Some Brandon Wilson there. John Lieber. Orlando Palmero. Over here we got some Tim Belk, Bobby Holly, Sean Estes. I think that's maybe a name there. Sean Estes. Made somewhere. Brian Hunter. Brian Hunter there. You know, maybe. Tim Crabtree. I think that guy did all right. Johnny Ruffin, Randy Curtis, John Salas, Ray Ortiz, Jamie Arnold. We got James Mooten up there. Paul Carey, Mike Robertson, Chad Fox, Paul Russo, Tracy Sanders, Lyle Mooten, Solomon Torres. Alright, we'll take that guy. Oh man. Looks like they're stuck together, so that's pretty neat. Jason Bates. Back over here. Shane Andrews. Richie Moody. Mike Buddy. Joe Hudson. Brian Carpenter. There's another Pete Rose. These are the same cards. That's the same Pete Rose Jr. These are the same cards. Oh boy. Sean Walker over there. Brad Asmus. Jason Hissey. What do we got? Not much. Terry Bradshaw. Mitch McCluskey. Danny Claiborne. L.B. Lopez. Charles Johnson. He did alright. He made it. Well, this looks like it's a bust for the folders. Ozzie Canseco, Billy Owens. Let's see, Alex Ochoa. Because I'm not seeing much in here. Matt Stairs, maybe? That name sounds a little familiar. There's a Johnny Damon in there. That's alright. We'll take that out of here. We like Johnny Damon. It's probably stuck to the card behind it. Johnny Damon, Matt Stairs. I think that Matt Stairs is he's alright. Jason Kendall. Ivan Cruz, Steverson, Ozzie Sanchez, Carl Everett. Over here we got some Hilly Hathaway with a funny looking picture. Desi Relaford, Brian Barber, Mike Mulchin, Jason Muller, Gavin Martinez again, John Burke, Joe Caruso. There's that Bob Abreu again. So that's good to know. There's two of those in there. We got some Trey Beeman, some Willie Moda, Calvin Reese. There's a Sterling Hitchcock. I am a fan of that guy. So that'll find its way to me. If I can get her out of here. Some Sterling Hitchcock. And that looks about like it. There's that Johnny Damon. Came out nice. Came out clean. And there's that Solomon Torres. If y'all remember him. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to close this off for now. We're going to do part B with the bag. Part 2 with the bag. And we'll hope for some best out of there. Some better. We'll hope for some luck. Alright, talk to you in a minute.